for 2-3 minutes more and let other people to join in as well. I want more people to be assembled here before I get started over here. So hope that is fine with everyone. Vikranji, if you are speaking, I cannot hear you. I see you speaking.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Because I never use GoToMeeting. This is the first time I'm using it.
Okay. There's a lot of new things you'll be seeing today. Let's give probably 1 or maybe 2 minutes more before we get started here.
Yeah, I think we should have quite a few people joining.
Are you expecting more people to join in? Do you think that we should wait for longer, or like 2-3 minutes are okay?
Let me just ping everybody on the chat, okay?
Sure, Vikranji.
Rahulji, this is Dipti. So I think we are expecting almost like 24 folks in today's meeting. So let's see, but I think a couple of minutes we can get started. Yep.
Okay. Let's get started in next 1 minute. I see 22 people have already joined in. So let's give 1 more minute and then we get started over here. All right, this is 10:03. So let's get started and other people can keep on joining. And so first of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which geography you're joining from. I heard that a couple of folks might be joining from India also. So welcome everyone, and welcome to our introduction session of Vihangam Yoga. My name is Rahul Avasti, and I'm joining this session from Pittsburgh city of Pennsylvania. It's really a great pleasure for me and Vihangam Yoga team to meet with all of you and talk about how Vihangam Yoga meditation can help you in your lives. We all know that yoga and meditation are such an important tool to keep us physically and mentally healthy. And that can't be something which we afford to miss out, because this powerful instrument is such a entity that we should make the most of it, and that will help us to use our current moment and apply our ability to the best potential. Vihangam Yoga is Vihangam Yoga, which is driven by the North American Institute of Vihangam Yoga Group, which is the group which we are part of, brings special ancient techniques to control our most potent entity, that is our mind, to keep people, help people achieve the success in their lives, and also increase the mental focus all of the tasks so that we give the best along with keeping the peace as well as the bliss inside our mind and soul. So that's the first slide. I'm just starting with that one, and I would like to go to the next one, which talks about the agenda for today. So for the agenda of today, we'll talk about Vihangam Yoga. What is Vihangam Yoga all about? Then we'll look into the pranayam side, which is also called out as a quick stress buster. The third item which we are going to cover is the meditation, in which we will learn how to control our minds. The fourth item is the discovery, where we will know what mind is and why it is important in our lives. So these are the four pillars we'll be working on in today's session. And I hope that will cover most of your doubts and questions. But we have a question and answer session towards the end. But in the meantime, in case you have any questions, concerns, or if you want to, um, if something comes to your mind also, please feel free to drop that in the chat. And probably we'll take it towards the end in the question answer session. We'll try and answer as best as possible. And we'll set up another sessions if you think that the answer is not maybe something which you want more, or something which is which want more details. We can actually help you out setting up more sessions. So let's get started. We talk about Vihangam Yoga. So Vihangam Yoga was established in 1924. As you see, it's more than about it's about 100 years we are about touching up, and this is a non-profit organization. It has got a footprint in 45 countries. It has 300 and plus centers across the globe. And we have got 6 main ashrams. So just to call out very specifically that 300 and plus centers across the globe, the main ashrams are 6, but yeah, there are a lot of ashrams, and those are the centers across the globe as well. Now, it is actually touching out the lives of 5 million people. So 5 million plus followers, beneficiaries across the world. It was established by a great saint, Sadguru Sadafal Dev Ji, who meditated for almost 20 years in the caves of Himalaya to gain the complete knowledge of yoga journey, yoga sadhana. Currently, this organization, Vihangam Yoga organization, is led by Sadguru Swatantra Dev Ji Maharaj, who is the grandson of Sadafal Dev Ji. Vihangam Yoga International headquarters is in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. So North American Institute of Vihangam Yoga is a part of Vihangam Yoga, which we are working for, and we are trying to reach out to as many people in USA in order to make sure that we are giving the best from our side and bring value to their life. It was established around 12 years back, and it has got 12 years of presence in USA. This institute is also affiliated member of United Nations. As you see on the bottom, you see that we have the affiliation of United Nations Economic and Social Council. Let me go to the next slide. So over here, we are talking about some credentials, and we are really blessed to have a great association of practitioners who themselves got benefited by Vihangam Yoga and helped the Vihangam Yoga to grow and expand its base, not only to various states of USA, but also in India and internationally. We have listed few names out of thousands to show the diversity and strength of this institute. On the top of it, I just wanted to call out that not only these practitioners helped us reach out and provide value to thousands of lives, but also they help to evaluate, experience the usage of meditation with various researchers. And that established without any doubts that meditation helps reduce anxiety, reduce the negativity, and it provides unique experiences like alpha waves, gamma waves that we'll discuss, and those are the ones which are something coming up at future stages for you. Now, you see some of the credentials and people who are actively participating and helping out this organization, whether it is Vihangam Yoga, the whole organization, or North American Institute of Vihangam Yoga, which is the part of Vihangam Yoga, but that is taking care of the work in USA. We have so many people, and I've just called out few names like Dr. Subhash Chandra, who is a MD. He's a specialist in psychiatry. He works for New York. He's got somewhere around 30 years of experience. He's a practitioner, part of Vihangam Yoga for last 30 years. The next one is Kunal Kumar. He's an MD specialist in neurology, and he is in Florida. He has got a he's a practitioner for about 20 years, part of Vihangam Yoga. Amit More is the president, Indian Association South Africa. He has got the association and the practice of somewhere around 25 years. Now, we have Lalit Gunjanji. He's an MBA. He is a CTO of Capital Tech. He is a part of Vihangam Yoga for almost 25 years. We have Mrs. Shelly Kajaria. The age is somewhere around 30s. You think about it, these are not old people. These are the people who are in their 30s, 40s, and they have been benefited so much in their lives that they want to bring more people. They want to take the best out of it. So these are the ones who actually helped us not only grow, but bring value to the people's life. So Shelly Kajaria, he is an enterprise co-founder, Capital Tech. He's with Vihangam Yoga for more than 10 years. Think about that. Shelly remembers her passport. She knows that what is the name she has in the passport. Her name was, I think, Mangla Devi in her passport. So these are the unique experiences we are talking about in Vihangam Yoga. Maybe you'll not see those experiences, variety. Maybe somewhere else you'll not be able to see, but we are lucky enough that we see so many people out here who are with Vihangam Yoga so long that they can share their experiences and they can talk about those experiences. The next one is Amit Palji. He's an entrepreneur in Delhi, and he has got 20 plus years of association with Vihangam Yoga. He also remembers his past birth and the activities which happened to him. So these things we'll get to see at a later stages. There are 5 stages in Vihangam Yoga. So we'll talk about those things. Maybe those things will be coming in the discussion later. Next one is Lal Mani Prasad ji. He is a IT PhD alumni, and he has a association for more than 10 years. Now, the next one I would like to really point out, who is the great personality out of such personalities which I have shown over here, is Vijay Kumarji, who is a Vihangam Yoga practitioner for 30 years. He is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur. He's a software engineer by profession like me, and software development lead at KPMG, New Jersey. I would like to hand it over to Vijayji and guide us all with your knowledge as well as insights about the Vihangam Yoga. Vijayji, over to you.
Thank you, Rahulji. Welcome, everyone. I'm very glad to get this opportunity to serve all of you with the wisdom of Vihangam Yoga. So, before I begin, I would like all of you to be settled into a journey which is going to be very pious, very experiential for all of us. Can I request all of you to join me in offering prayer to the Holy Master, because of whom we are here talking about this wisdom. I ask all of you to settle at your place. Just try to stabilize your body. Your posture should be very stable. Your eyes are closed. Just concentrate on your breath. Just feel how the breath goes in and out. And just join me in offering the prayer. You can just listen to it with the devotion in your heart. अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। अंडमंडलाकार है, व्यापक विश्व महान, सो सद्गुरु का रूप है, अनुभव में पहचान। एक शब्द गुरुदेव का ताको अनंत विचार, थाके मुनि जन पंडिता, वेदन पावे पार। वेद थके ब्रह्मा थके, थकिया शेष महेश, गीता हूँ की गम नहीं, तहाँ सदगुरु उपदेश। सदगुरुदेव की जय। So my dear friends, we are here to understand what is so unique in Vihangam Yoga, that this not only attracts the thousands of villagers from remotest place in India to feel joyful practicing Vihangam Yoga journey, but at the same time it attracts people from scientific world, people from medical world, people from different other arena of the life. This simply proves that Vihangam Yoga is applicable to everybody. Vihangam Yoga is for everybody. Now, many of us who are into some physical activity like marathon, I know that you guys are running marathon. So many might be having this doubt that I am already pretty focused. I can exercise the meditation in my marathon race itself. What value will I get if I really practice Vihangam Yoga? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make your brain work throughout this session, because there'll be several analogy that you will need to correlate with to understand what I mean. To begin with, the first analogy is what is meditation journey that we are going to embark into. It is same as traveling with a flight, onboarding a flight. When you decide to go home, what do? You first pack your important stuff. When you start packing your stuff, how do you feel if your stuff at home is in disarray? You do not know Where is my shirt? Where is my shoes? Where is my other important stuff? You get little worried or tensed. But if things are pre-organized at your place, it is easier to pack. You just pick your important stuff, put it into luggage and pack. Very easy. So you pack, then what do? You take your taxi or whatever to reach to the airport along with the luggage. You take everything along and travel. You reach to the airport. What do you do there? You start, depositing your luggages. So you leave your check-in luggage first, then you move ahead. Then you leave your cabin luggage, overhead, and then you alone, not the luggage, you alone take your seat. And what do you do? Do you drive your flight? No, you just take your seat and the flight takes off. How does the flight takes off? Because there is a pilot who knows how to take it off. Meditation exactly follows all these steps. But we understand that every flight has a destination. What is the destination of meditation? This is a question for all of you to ponder. What is the destination of a journey called meditation? Why we are here to understand about Vihangam Yoga? What is so special in Vihangam Yoga? There is a wisdom, the encyclopedia of spirituality called Svarved, that says, Tana asan hठ yogi mane, मन आसन कोई बिरला जान, आत्म आसन अद्भुत केला, है रहस्य अंतर गम मेला, अक्षर आसन शब्द सनेही, शब्द अखंड खंड यह देही. There is a deep secret in every stanza, in every lines written in Svarved. Who can understand this? Who can appreciate this? Those who have sincerely attempted to progress in spirituality and to really understand what yoga in reality is, what meditation in reality is. When they read the stanzas mentioned in Svarved, they get vibration in the body because these are the words which are nothing but expression of the true experience of a yogi. So what is asana? Isthiram sukham asanam. What is asana? Asana we all must have heard about. Asana is a pose in which we situate our body, we establish our body in a state of steadiness and comfort. Isthir and sukh, these are the two characteristics of any asana. So when you get into a perfect asana, your asana must be very comfortable and must be very joyful. So asana is a state in which you get something into it. When you get your body into asana, what happens? When you get your body into asana, then this asana is called Tan asana. Tan asana. You must have seen several yoga sessions going everywhere, and you see people making different yoga poses. Which asana is that? That is Tan asana. Tan asana in which you bring happiness, peace at the level of the body. If your body has disease, what can cure your disease? It is Tanasan. Tanasan can cure certain disease which even the medicines cannot cure. And Tanasan includes not only yoga poses, but also very special breathing technique and also some concentration technique. The next one is manasana. When your body is stable, your body is healthy. Do you think you are healthy? If your body is completely fit and fine, do you think you are at peace? No, this is only physical peace. Physically, you are fit and fine. But how about mental peace? Your mind is at unrest, wavering all over places in different subjects, different thoughts. So when you learn the technique, how to bring mind in the state of steadiness and comfort, in the state of complete stillness and the joy, when your mind goes into that state, that is called man asana. So asana is at different levels. Asana is of the body, asana is for the mind also. But what do we do in the asana for the mind? In the asana for the mind, it is mind that you bring into steadiness and comfort. It is mind that you bring into complete stillness, steadiness, complete stillness. There is no wavering thought, and you are perfectly in control of not only your mind, but of your body and your indriyas. You're also in control of your life. Because if you are in charge of your mind, you're actually in control of your life. That is the beauty of manasana. But does the story end here? Your body is fit and fine. You're at physical well-being. You somehow manage to learn how to bring the mental well-being into your life. Both are in place. But there is one spiritual unrest within you. What is that spiritual unrest? What does the spiritual unrest mean? That relates to the desires that run within you. You have wavering desire. These desires are the driving factor of your effort in your life. Where do you drive your life is decided by the desire that you get. Desire is the foundation of action. There are three attributes of the soul. Three attributes. What are those three attributes? Ichha, Gyan, Prayatna hai, चिन्ह सो चेतन जान, जामे तिन यह नहीं दिशे, ताकह जड़ कर्मा. What is the difference between the conscious entity and the inert entity? What is the difference? What is the difference between soul that you are and the body in which you are living? What is the difference? The difference is very beautifully depicted in Swarved in just two lines. Ichha, Gyan, Prayatna. The desire, the wisdom, and the potential to take action. The action, desire, and wisdom. These three attributes, these three characteristics are the symbol of the presence of a conscious entity. Wherever you see the desire, the knowledge, and action, that means there is the presence of a conscious entity. And when you see the absence of these attributes, the desire, the knowledge, and potential to act on its own, when you see the absence of these attributes, that is where you should understand you are having the presence of an inert entity. So Atma is having the characteristics of desire. And this desire you cannot separate from you because this is your inherent quality. You cannot separate the heat from the fire because heat is the inherent quality of the fire. But this desire, the quality of desire, is at unrest today. Why it is at unrest? Because the soul is not finding the happiness that it is seeking from inside. Even despite you bring the physical well-being by doing different kind of tan asana, including marathon. No matter how you manage your mind to bring the mental well-being by doing several technique and practices, including the focus that you might be practicing during marathon, it doesn't matter. It is not going to bring the spiritual well-being unless you address the root desire of a soul. What is the root desire of a soul? What is it that the soul is seeking in every subject that you see outside? What is that you as a spirit are seeking in participating in several compassionate social activities? There is something that we are seeking, something unknown. We do not know what is one thing which will bring the spiritual rest within me. So, to bring that spiritual well being, there is a different level of asana called Atam Asana. So, Tan Asana, Man Asana. Tan Asana is for the physical well being, Man Asana is for the mental well being, and there is Atam Asana, that is for spiritual well being. And in this Atmasan, just like in the physical asana, the Tanasana, you bring your body into the state of steadiness and comfort. In Man Asana, you bring your mind into the state of steadiness, the stillness and comfort. What do we do in Atmasan? In Atmasan, in the asana, the spiritual asana, you bring your consciousness into the state of steadiness and comfort. Your consciousness, something that you have not yet tapped, which is there within you, but you have no tap on it. You do not know how to make use of consciousness, which is your property, not your mind property, not your body property, but your property. We do not know ourselves. We do not know our own potential, our own power. What does it mean? What is the power which is missing in action today? Just to give you a glimpse of the example, what I mean here is, as Rahulji mentioned, that Shaili Kajaria ji, Amit Pal ji, there is Geeta Devi, there's Lalo Devi, there's several instances in Vihangam Yoga who, when meditated, they reach to the level of Atam Asana. And when they reach to the level of Atam Asana, what happens? They know who they are at the level of the soul. And then they also discover where they were in the previous life. You know, Shaili Kajaria or the Mangla Devi are just the two wrapper of a same entity who was in the wrapper of Mangla Devi in the previous birth, but this birth she was in the wrapper, the body of, she is in the body of Shaili Kajaria. But it is the same entity. Who is that entity? Who is the entity who sees there is a Rasagulla in front of me and my hand is grabbing the same Rasagulla and taking in the mouth? I am tasting the same Rasagulla which I grabbed and put in the mouth. And this tastes like sweet. Who is the witness? Who is noticing and gathering all this together into one? Who is the one within the body who says, you picked up the entity with the hand and the same entity you tested and the same entity you eaten up inside? Who is the one inside who is witnessing everything and saying, this is all the same? That is what is you, the spirit, the consciousness. And we do not know about it. And then the story doesn't end just there. There is then the asana at the level of akshar, at the level of supreme consciousness. What does that mean? What gets steadied at the level of supreme consciousness? It is the soul. It is the soul and the consciousness of the soul that reaches to that destination, the supreme consciousness. And that is when the yoga happens, the union of Sat Chit with Anand, and you become blissed out. You become Satchidanand. You liberate from the cycle of life and death. So Vihangam Yoga not only confine its practices within the periphery of Tan Asana, but it goes beyond to the level of Man Asana. It does not stop there. It takes you further to the Atmasana. Does not stop there. It takes you ultimately to the level of Aksharasana. And the yoga happens. योग सब कोई कहे, योग न जाना कोई, अर्धधार ऊर्ध्व चले, योग कहावे सोई। योग कहत है जोड़ को, योग कहत है संधि, योग रहस्य उपाय में, जीव ब्रह्म की संधि। Yoga, in true sense, is the union of individual consciousness with the supreme consciousness. And it does not happen only in talk, but it happens only when the flight takes off. Has your flight taken off? Are you able to onboard into the flight of meditation? There is something that we need to ponder on. What is Vihangam Yoga? Yoga means union. And Vihangam, the root word of Vihangam is Vihag. Vihag means the bird. So what does Vihangam Yoga make you do? Just as the bird flies high, independent of the turbulence in the ground, so does Vihangam Yoga enable the practitioner to untangle, to free itself from the rough patches of the life and attain ultimate union with the peace and the bliss. योग योग सब कोई कहे, योग न जाना कोई, अर्धधार उरत चले, योग कहावे सो. Only when the consciousness of a soul is set free from the turbulence of life. There will be turbulence in life always. Never ever imagine that you will be physically, mentally all set for the rest of your life. That is not going to happen. That is what this Maya is. Maya is always transient in nature. So that is not going to happen. If we imagine that I'll be healthy forever and my situation in life will be settled forever, and then I'll do meditation. Then I'll do what an old age people do. If that is what you assume about meditation, then I must tell you that you are having wrong assumptions about meditation. You will never be settled. Believe me, you will never settle in your life if you think that only when the physical and the mental well-being is established, then I'll think about spirituality. That's a wrong approach towards spirituality. Rather, spirituality is something which is going to make you unaffected despite all turbulence in your life. And that's what exactly Vihangam Yoga does in your life. right from very beginning, through the three pillars. So before we go further into it, let's get into some practice. So my dear friends, I'm going to take you through a quick stress buster. For those who are walking around and listening, I would request all of you to sit down. This is the time to experience something very beautiful, something very magical. So I request all of you to sit down calmly. If you can sit on the ground and fold your leg together into Sukhasana or maybe Siddhasana, it is even better. But if you cannot, don't put yourself into discomfort. It is fine to be seated on the chair in that scenario. So in quick stress buster, we will do two-step practice. In the first step, we will go through the guided Bhastrika, where I'll say 1 and 2 for you to breathe in and out. And then I'll take you through Brahmari Pranayam. So let us all get started with the smile on your face, very settled in this session. Do not worry about anything else in your life. Just be with the session right now. Can I request all of you to close your eyes? And your mouth will remain closed throughout this practice. You will breathe in and out through your nostril, and you will breathe in and out at the pace of 1 and 2. When I say 1, you have to breathe in. When I say 2, you have to breathe out. And I may vary the pace also. So please pay close attention on what pace I'm saying 1 and 2. So all of you, first steady your body. The first stage for any breathing technique is to stabilize your body. So your body is in complete rest. Notice your fingers, your toes, they are in complete rest. No movement anywhere in any part of your body. Your backbone is straight. Your face is forward. Your eyes closed. Now take the deep breath in and out. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. In, out. 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 Relax. Just feel the breath. Feel how the breath is impacting the temperature in your nostril. You feel warm. You feel cold based on how intense your breathing was. When you take the breath in, feel how it is impacting your nostril. How do you experience there? Pay close attention to that experience. What is the benefit of paying close attention to the breath? You not only relax your breath, but you relax every cell of your body. And when your body, the cells of the body are at complete rest, what happens? Your healing power enhances tremendously. And that is why the cancer patients, they need the relaxation technique for healing the cancerous cells as well. If you relax your body, if you fill your heart with compassion, you will see tremendous benefit not only at the level of your body, but also at the level of your mind. Compassion. In fact, I suggest when we run for marathon, we should definitely connect our marathon effort with some compassionate cause, something which will fill your heart with compassion, because this is a medicine. Compassion is the medicine for curing your body. Now we'll move on to the next phase, which is Bhramari Pranayama. In Bhramari Pranayama, you close your ear with your thumb, but do not just push your thumb into ear, but your ear lobe, the ear lid that you push it in to close, and you keep your fingers over the eyes. So first, all of you will see me. I'm not sure if you are able to see my video, but if I could request to bring me on focus, if the tech team can bring me on focus so that people can see me. What you do in Bhramari Pranayam is you close this ear, like this little ear mask, you push this in, and don't do it now. First, look at me how I do. So you close this ear, and then you cover your eyes. You don't push your fingers over eyes, but you just cover it softly. Keep looking at me. And you take the deep breath in with your nostril. And how much pressure do you put in the ear? You put the pressure in the medium range such that you're not pushing it hard. At the same time, your own humming sound will be very clearly audible, and you'll feel it is enhanced. You'll feel all the vibration. You will hear it completely if you adjust the pressure accordingly. So while producing the humming sound, you have to adjust the pressure and settle into a, a state in which you are able to hear yourself better. At the same time, you feel you're cut off from the external noises. So you can see me one round, and then we'll all do minimum 5 rounds. And at the end of 5 rounds, you will bring your hands down and keep the eyes closed. Don't open it until I ask you to open. So this is how you do. You see me do 1 round. You close your ear, cover your eyes, take the deep breath in. And then without removing your hand, you still continue in the same pose and take the next breath and start producing the humming sound again. So your iteration after iteration goes on in sequence without releasing your hand. When you complete 5 rounds, 5 iterations, then you bring your hand down in yoga mudra, like this. You bring your hand down, place it on your knees, and keep the eyes closed. You will feel, you will really feel enhanced consciousness within you. So let us all get into that. I request all of you to take off your specs and close your ear, cover your eyes, and let's do it for 5 rounds. We are going to do it for 5 rounds. You do it at your own pace. Enclosed, just feel the enhancement of your consciousness. You will notice that your faculties of ear and eyes have enhanced in its ability. Now you can hear better than before, and your eyes are settled to notice the things better than before. This is the immediate benefit of gathering the consciousness inside. Our consciousness was scattered into different thoughts, different subjects, into different things outside. Through this practice of Brahmari, which is a part of QSB, Quick Stress Buster, not only you de-stressed yourself through these two-step process, but also you gathered your consciousness inside to enhance all your faculties. That is the beauty of this practice. It takes only hardly 8 minutes for you to complete these two phases if you do it at home on daily basis. But this is of tremendous use to all of us who are into different stress business. Okay. So now we are going to get into the phase of discovery. We are going to learn certain secrets about what you are. We started with an analogy, right? That the meditation is just like, so I hope I'm audible at least. I saw the message saying that whether I'm able to, whether people are able to see me or not, but hope I'm audible to everybody, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So mind, right? Meditation begins with mind, but it doesn't end with it. Meditation begins with mind, but it does not end at it. But what is mind? If we do not know about mind, it is as good as if I ask you that, hey, I need to focus on something, but my son, whose name is Shashwat, he is bothering me, he's disturbing me. Can you please take care of him so that I can focus on my work? What should be your very first question? What should be your very first question? Let's experience it. What should be your very first question? So we are going to go through some experiments, some mind experiments. Can I request all of you to raise your left hand up? Can all of you raise your left hand up? Okay. Can all of you touch your nose? Can all of you touch your nose? Very good. You all were able to do it perfectly. Why? Why were you able to do? Because you exactly knew where is your left hand and where is your nose. Now I request all of you to stop your mind. Stop your mind. Whatever way you know how to stop the mind, just try to stop the mind. Stop the mind. This is experiment one. What does this experiment teach us? When I asked you to stop the mind, were you as confident in controlling mind and stopping mind as you were when I asked you to touch your nose? When I asked you to lift your left hand, are you equally confident that the way you are controlling your mind is as perfect as raising your left hand and touching your nose? If not, then you need Vihangam Yoga. Marathon is not going to help you in this. No matter how many kilometers you run, now you have come to the right place to know about it. If you have been asked to control the mind, the very first question should be, where is the mind in the body? Where is the mind? इस तन में मन कहाँ बसे, निकस जाए के ही ठौर, गुरु गम हो तो परख लो, नहीं तो कर गुरुवार. Where is the mind in this body? Where does it go when you are in the dreaming state? Where does it go when you are in the deep sleep? Where does it go when you discard your body, when you die, when you leave this mortal frame? Where does the mind go? So mind, which is the basic of meditation. There are many people who claim that I am meditating. It is as good as many people claiming that I can write an article on anything you say. But when I ask him, okay, can you write alphabet first? And he says, no, I don't know alphabet. So we are talking about doing meditation. And what is the alphabet of meditation? The alphabet of meditation is mind, consciousness, soul, supreme. These are the alphabet of meditation. Do we know mind? Do we know mind enough? Do we know where is the mind in the body? Our Guru says, Netra agra man vas hai, jagrit mein jag gyan, man madhyam praman mein swapna kantha sthan, swapna kantha sthan. सुषुप्ति मना ब्रह्मांड में मन मत थकित अकाम मना आच्छादित घोरतम करण रहित जीवनाम करण रहित जीवनाम. Our Guru says with his own experience that when you are awake, when your senses are working and connecting to the subject outside, where is the mind? The mind is in front of your eyes. नयनन आगे मन बसे निकस जाए नौ ठार Guru gam bhed bataiya sab santan sirmar. There are many practitioners who are trying to stabilize the mind, but they are unable to do it. Why? Because they could not discover the mystery of the mind. And there came a holy saint who said, "Nay, nana aage man base." It resides in front of your eyes. It is in front of my eyes, but can I touch it? Can I feel it? No, I cannot. Why? That means mind is not a physical entity. Mind is not a physical entity. So if we think this brain is my mind, then I must tell you are wrong. This brain is not mind. In Hindi, it is called man. Man. Man, mansa, mind. These are different synonym words of the same thing called man, mind. And it is not what you think it is. It is not the brain. It is not the breath. It is not thoughts. What is the difference? It is same as the difference between the heat and the fire. The heat is the quality. Heat is the attribute of the fire. Similarly, thought is the action of the mind. Thought is not the mind. Thought is the action of the mind. Thought is not the mind. Mind is a separate entity. Our Guru says, Chetan jad yah nahi bane. This is not composed of the physical entity. This is not composed of any physical elements. Mind is not composed of any physical element. Akshar se man upaje. Akshar se man hoy. पंच भूत से मन नहीं यह तत्व समझे कोई. Only rare people understand this and experience it, because this is a matter of a Himalayan yogi. This is something, a matter of the true yogi who can go inside and discover all these elements. So what is mind? Mind is not the brain. Mind is not your heart. Mind is not your breath. Mind is not your thought. Mind is one entity which is between the inertness and consciousness. So in this diagram, this light signify the consciousness, the soul that you are. This symbolically represent the mind, but this is not the shape of the mind. This is just a symbol to represent here. You see, there is a two facade of the mind. There is a white facade and the black facade of the mind. What does it mean? It means that mind is the one which can establish connection to the physical subjects through your indriyas, as well as mind has the capability to connect to the spiritual element called the soul. So it is the mind which is the channel between the soul and the subject. If the mind will go off this channel, then the soul is disconnected from these experiences. And this is the whole reason why when you are watching TV and suddenly your mind goes somewhere else, you miss the dialogue and the scene that you have in front of you. So mind is one entity. Our Guru says, Atma Yoga Man se rahe. Man indriya kar saath. Indriya Yoga jab arth se vishay gyan jivnath. Let me put my internet cable. It's saying my network might be slow. So just a sec. Let me know if you lose me. Am I still audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're still
you are.
audible, but we can't see your video.
Yeah, I turned it off because the network issue was saying. I'm going to turn it on now. Yeah. Okay, great. So back to it. So what is mind? Mind is one entity. It's a unilocated entity. Unilocated entity. Mind cannot be at two places at the same time. Why? Because it is one entity. If you are just one entity, can you be at two places at the same time? You cannot. So that means mind can either work with the ear to gather the sound, or mind can work with the eyes to gather what you see, or mind can work with your tongue to gather the taste, or it can work with your skin to feel the touch. It cannot gather all these subjects together. But when you're watching your television, how you feel? You feel as if you're hearing as well as watching the scene in the television together. Why do you feel that? So because mind is so fast. This element mind, which was in front of your eyes, when you're paying attention, it is in front of your eyes, and then it goes to ear, gather the sound, supply it into the soul. Mind is the supplier, mind is the postman. It gathers the subject from your sensory organs and deliver it to the soul, and soul gets that experience. How does it deliver? Because it has already got hold of your consciousness. So Atma Yog Man Se Rahe. What it means is that the consciousness of the soul is connected with the mind. Mind is connected with the sensory subjects, and that is how the sensory subjects are coming into your consciousness. And when anything comes into your consciousness, you experience it. So mind supplies this subject to your consciousness. Let's go into second experiment. If I am audible, can I request all of you to focus on the Statue of Liberty in New York? Can you focus on Statue of Liberty in New York? Okay. Now, can all of you focus on Statue of Liberty which is getting built in Washington DC? Statue of Liberty in Washington DC. Okay. Now, can all of you focus on Patwatoli? Patwatoli. That's it. Experiment ends here. Very first part of this experiment, when I asked you to focus on the Statue of Liberty in New York, I'm sure those who have visited or who have seen the picture, they must have recalled the exact green color, the same shape, which is there in New York. But what happened when I asked you to focus on Statue of Liberty in Washington, D.C.? I can guarantee that majority of you would have stolen the same Statue of Liberty from New York and placed it in your favorite place in Washington, D.C. Did anybody imagine Statue of Liberty in white or black or gray or any other color? I doubt. When I asked you focus on Patwatoli, what happened? For a fraction of time, you must be very clueless. What do I do? Your mind did not know what to do when I said Patwatoli. Why did it not reach to even the imagination of Patwatoli for a fraction of time? And later it might have played some game for you. But you were clueless. You were clueless what to do. What does this teach us about the mind? It says that mind cannot go beyond your indriyas. Mind cannot produce anything that your indriyas, your senses have not experienced before. So mind is confined within the reach of your indriyas. Whatever your indriyas have already reached to, something that your eyes have already seen, something your ear have already heard about, something that you have already smelled, already tested, already touched, these experiences that you have already got through your sensory organs, your mind will revolve around that. Your mind cannot go beyond that. But you will say that no, it did. Because when I asked you to focus on Statue of Liberty in Washington, D.C., in reality, there is no Statue of Liberty getting built in Washington, D.C. But your mind did. So you will say, you are wrong, Vijay. Our mind can do something beyond what our indriyas can do. But let me tell you, what is the raw material in that figment of imagination? What is the raw material that you used? You used the same Statue of Liberty from New York. You used the same Washington, D.C. that you have already seen. You just plugged these two pieces together. So in reality, mind did not do anything new. It just compiled your individual experiences together. And you have been doing that every day. When you dream in half sleep, what do? You stitch your different experiences together and you make some abstract story. One thing from here, one thing from there. That's what mind does. So what does mind do? Mind either capture the subject from outside when you're awake, or when you are in half sleep, neither fully sleep nor fully awake, something in between, when you're in the process of going into sleep, when you're half sleep. What does it do? It then starts capturing the thoughts, the experiences that you have already gathered in a storage called chitta. Chitta is one of the four inner organs that stores all your experiences, not only of the current life, but chitta is the one that stores your experiences of the all previous births as well. So what is chitta? Chitta is something that resides in the region of heart. It is composed of Panchabhuta, the Chitti, the Panch element, the five basic element. It is composed of that. But this has a grand design. It will never get filled with whatever experiences you bring in your life. It is able to capture everything. The Chitta is like a video recorder. It's like a video recorder recording every moment of your life. Every moment of your life is getting captured live and getting stored in chitta. And that is the whole reason. Something that has happened in your life, maybe you have forgotten about it, but the similar event, something will happen and it will trigger the same experience back into your consciousness. From where does that come? Something that you had forgotten. Some street, if I ask you now, in your remotest villages that you have traveled, you will not be able to tell me. But the moment you reach to that place, your memory starts coming back. From where does it come? That comes from the the smriti vrittis. The vrittis which are deposited in chitta are nothing but the threads, the traces of everything that has happened in your life. And those are stored in your chitta, and they will rise and the mind will capture it. When mind captures those vrittis rising from the chitta, that is what is, you know, the what to say, it will come into effect in the form of thought. So when you get thought, it will manifest into thought, and that's what you experience. So thought is nothing but the manifestation of your vrittis rising from your chitta. And this mind, when you are in dreaming state, is able to capture your vrittis. So many a time in dream, you may come across some experience which has never happened in this current life. Never happened in this current life. Something new. From where does the mind bring those new things into your dream? If we understood that your mind cannot take you beyond your indriyas. For example, when I said Patwatoli, you were clueless. Why? Because you have never been to Patwatoli. You do not know what Patwatoli is. So just to let you know that Patwatoli is the village. It's a village of IITians where every year multiple people qualify in IIT JE, and that's the village that I belong. So that's my place. Unless you know that place, when I say Patwatoli, you'll be clueless. That means if you have not heard about it, if you have not seen about it, your mind cannot do anything about it. Your mind is always confined within that limits of your indriyas. Okay, so in your dream, when you see something new, where does it come from? That means mind is able to access those vrittis that you have captured from previous birth. That means this chitta is moving along with the soul from one body to another body to another body to another body. Meaning, whatever life experiences you are gathering now, when you burn this body, all your life experiences is not going to be vanished with your body. Rather, it is going to be carried forward from this body to the next body. So you are not the body. Please understand this. Just because we think that this is me and this is my life, this is what I need to manage, when we confine ourselves into this physical boundary, that is the whole reason why we will never ever feel the peace and the bliss that we desire. Because the peace and the bliss is the subject of consciousness, which will come. Okay? So the mind is of very wavering nature, because it has to capture all the subjects from all different sources, not only the external sources, these indriyas, but internal source, the chitta. Mind has to capture everything, and that's why by its nature it is very wavering. But if it is wavering, will meditation happen? It will not happen. How can you control it? You can control it only when you know where it is, and then you can grab it. But how will you grab it? So let's do the final experiment just to understand how to grab the mind before we get into meditation, and we'll conclude. So I ask all of you to focus your mind. Can you focus your mind on the eyes that you see on the screen? Focus your mind on the eyes, the picture of eyes that you see on the screen. Now focus your mind on the soul, the light that you see on the slide here. Can you navigate your mind back to the eyes, back to the soul? Okay. So which organ of the body did you use to navigate your mind from one object to the other object? Which organ of the body did you use to control it? Of course, eyes. It was very clear. Right from birth, we knew how to control the mind, how to bring it to rest wherever we want, whichever position we want mind to be in. How do we do that? We do that with our eyes. Our Guru says, Chakshu ke chetan karan ko ek milehu milai. Urdhva bhumi ko chad sako anya na koi upay. There is no other way but to bring both eyes together at one point. Wherever your both eyes meet together, The mind is captured at that subject. This is how you grab your mind. So you will now say that, well, that's what exactly I do when I run marathon. When I run marathon, I focus myself onto my race, onto my breath. So my mind is just there. I'm controlling my mind. But this is as good as packaging your luggages together in the journey of meditation. You are packaging your mind. You have to take your luggage with you when you go to on board a flight, right? So when you go to on board into the journey of meditation, what is something that you need to pack? What is the step of packing in the journey of meditation? What do you pack? You pack your indriyas. Your indriyas are all over places. It is hearing something, it is seeing something. You are packing your indriyas. You're packing it inward. From outward, you are flipping it inward. So you're packing it. What else you pack? You pack your mind. It was all over places. You bring it to one place. So that's what exactly you did with marathon race. Definitely, marathon race is helping in packing the stuff. And it will help you better if you're pre-organized, meaning when your breath is fine, when your body is fit and fine, healthy, you're pre-organized. You're already taking care of your body, your mind, your breath. That means you're pre-organized. If you're pre-organized, it is easier to pack. But packing is not taking off into flight. I mean, packing is not the flight takeoff. Packing is just the beginning. You have not even reached to the flight to take off. What do you do after that? After that, there is a journey. How do you travel? You travel by onboarding onto some taxi or something else where you put your luggages and you also get into it. And then your luggage and you travel towards the airport. So what do we do in this process of meditation? We pack our indriyas, we pack our mind, we pack our breath. And you as a consciousness together. So consciousness, mind, and breath all are packed together, and the journey towards the self begins. But when you reach to the airport, what you do? You start putting off your stuff. The luggage that you had, you first leave your check-in luggage. So what is the check-in luggage that you leave? In the journey of meditation, you discard all your physical desires that was bothering the mind. Slowly you develop detachment within you. You detach yourself. You detach something that was the luggage, the the luggage on your head. You start detaching those attractions, those disturbances, the raga and dvesha, all the mal attributes of your character. You start discarding all of them. That's your check-in luggage. You discard all of that, and then you move in further. What you do next? The last one is your cabin luggage. You put it overhead and you sit down. What is the cabin luggage? That is the mind. That is the mind. If you're still keeping hold of your mind in the journey of meditation, if your meditation will be within the imagination of your mind, that means you have not yet onboarded onto the flight. Only when you leave even mind behind and you alone sit on your seat where you have no luggage, just you sitting on the flight. That is when the flight takes off. So, for meditation to happen, you have to detach yourself from the physical subject. You have to detach yourself from the several other indriyas and the mind together and reach to the self, who you are. You are a spirit. So in the journey of Vihangam Yoga practice, you reach to the stage of detachment where you come to the self realization. The Kundalini awakening happens and you experience who you are as a spirit, just you. And when just you happens, that is when the flight takes off, meaning your consciousness then is pulled further inside into the higher dimension of experience. So meditation is not just controlling your mind, but meditation is about taking a flight of your consciousness from physical world to the conscious world. And there is a pilot who takes your flight off, who takes your consciousness towards that journey. That pilot is Sadguru. And we need to definitely understand what Sadguru is. Of course, the time doesn't allow us to understand what Sadguru is within this time frame. So we will just briefly practice a bit of concentration. We could not cover the meditation part because the time is running out now. I don't know how much time you guys have. I took a lot of time, but the plan was to get into meditation. Do you guys have another 10-15 minutes? Okay.
It looks like most of the people are good.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So we understood that the meditation begins with controlling the mind, but you can control the mind during marathon race. You can control the mind during several other activities. Is that what the meditation is? No, of course not. You can keep the luggage at the airport, but if you never on board the flight, you are keeping everything organized, you are keeping it together, but you will never reach to any destination. So your mind, you can fine, you say that I can control my mind by doing marathon race, doing this and that, but actually it is as good as organizing yourself, keeping your luggages together at the airport, but never onboarding a flight. So you have everything organized, everything in control, but you never reach to any destination. So if you really want to control the mind, if you really want to keep your luggages, everything organized and together, it has to be kept at certain place. What is that place in the flight? It is there. They have a place in the flight where they keep the check-in luggage, where they keep the cabin luggage, and you have a place to sit. So there is a definite place where you need to bring your mind to. You cannot bring your mind to any place and you think that meditation will happen. No, just like you will take off only when you sit in the flight, not outside. Similarly, meditation will happen only when you take your mind to a certain specific place. And that is what is the first stage of Vihangam Yoga. So what is the importance of the first stage of Vihangam Yoga? This is the place from where you take off into meditation. So keeping your mind with your eyes at any other place and keeping your mind at the first stage of Vihangam Yoga are two different things. When you keep your mind onto the first stage of Vihangam Yoga, that means you are on the flight. You are in the flight and just ready to take off. And that's what we are going to do now. So before that, because this technique of Vihangam Yoga is very pious, it is destined to reach to the Almighty. So this journey is called Brahma Vidya. This journey is called Brahma Vidya, meaning the wisdom, the process by which you realize the Almighty Himself. And this is very pious journey. This does not happen by accident. It doesn't happen like that. Only when the soul is ready and chosen by the master, it is only then you can meditate and continue on this journey. So I pray to the Almighty that He He allow all of us. May we all be allowed for this journey, and may He bless all of us. So for that, we all need to remember the Guru and the Almighty before we get into this journey. Because this journey is not a normal journey. Please don't take it like any other physical exercise. Meditation of Vihangam Yoga is not a normal journey. This journey is going to take you beyond this life. It's going to take you beyond this body and mind. It is about the soul that you are, who is circling in life and death, in the cycle of life and death. We are talking about liberation of the soul from this cycle of pain chain. So this certainly demands a prayer. Before we get into this journey, we must remember Almighty, and then only we can get into this journey. This is how our Guru have devised a process for this technique, and we all need to adhere to that process to respect our Guru. So our Guru says, before getting into meditation, we must chant Gayatri Mantra. The meaning of the Gayatri Mantra is, when you say Om, Om means we are saying, O protector Lord, we are calling upon Almighty. When we are saying Bhur Bhuvah, this is broken into two words. First word is Bhuh, and the second word is Bhuvah. When you put it together, it becomes Bhur Bhuvah. So Bhuh means Prano ke bhi pran, who is the base of the life. So Almighty, O protector Lord, you are the base of life. Bhuvaha, you are the dispeller of the darkness. You are the one who dispel the darkness and sorrow from our lives. Swaha, meaning you are the one who himself is the bliss incarnate. Where is the bliss? The bliss is the Almighty himself. So we are seeking Almighty in everything. Om Bhurva Swaha Tat Savitur. Tat Savitur means one who is the creator of this whole creation. So we are singing the glory of the Almighty in this Gayatri Mantra. We are saying, O protector Lord, you are the base of life, you are the dispeller of darkness, you are the bliss himself, you are the creator, you are the greatest being, the Varanium, the one who I can accept as my caretaker. You are the one who I can rely on. Just like when we marry, what we do, we हम लोग कहते हैं हिंदी में कि हम वरण करते हैं, हम अपनी पत्नी का वरण करते हैं, हम अपनी पति का वरण करते हैं. वरण means अपनाना, to make your own. So the Almighty is the closest relative of you. You can rely on Almighty. So we are saying Varanium, you are the closest confidence for me. You are the one who I can rely on. Bhargo, you are most divine. Devasya, you are the one who is the giver of everything in my life. I can only put an effort, but who gives the fruits? It is the Almighty who gives the fruits to our action. If He does not wish to give you the fruit, the same action you repeat, you may not get the same result, because the fruit is in Almighty's hand. So that's what we are saying when we say Devasya, you are the giver of everything. Dhimahi, I meditate upon you, I remember you. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. Dhiyo means my intellect. Yo means you, aap. Aap hamari buddhi ko prachodayat. What do? You provide me the righteousness, the right direction. Pracho means the righteousness. Dayat means to provide. So, O protector Lord, you are the base of life. You are the dispeller of darkness. You are the bliss. You are the creator. You are the one who is worthy of acceptance. You are the one who is most divine, the giver of everything. I meditate upon. Please guide my consciousness into the righteousness, into the righteous path. Please provide righteousness to me. So this prayer is a prayer of purification. This prayer is a prayer of devotion. So we are going to chant this mantra for 2 rounds. I'm going to chant first round, and then we will all together chant with the same rhythm for next 2 rounds. So first you listen to me to get the rhythm, and I request all of you to again close your eyes and stabilize your body. Your heart must be filled with devotion for Almighty. Remember Almighty at this point and listen to the rhymes, the rag of the rhythm of this mantra. And then we will sing along with the same rhythm after this first iteration. First, I'm only going to sing, you just listen. Please, Gurudev ki jai. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodaya. So when we say Naha Prachodaya, that moment we must feel that we have expanded our arms, unfolded our arms, and we are just asking, we are begging our Almighty. So we must become most humble, surrendered at the feet of Almighty, and spreading our arms, we are asking for righteousness. This very feeling of surrender is very important for meditation. So when you say Dhiyo Yu Naha Prachodaya, you feel as if you have surrendered yourself to the Almighty. When you see this stanza of the mantra, Dhiyo Yu Naha Prachodaya. In the rest part of the beginning part of the mantra, you feel as if you are glorifying Almighty. So there is a glory in your sound. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam. But when you say Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat, that is a moment of surrender. So with this very feeling, we are going to chant next 2 iterations, and then we will chant another 3 iterations. So we are going to in total chant 5 iterations, but 2 iterations first. We'll all do it together. You close your eyes, stabilize your body. Your body is completely at rest. So watch your breath, how it goes in and out. And now you chant along with the same rhythm. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. So your hands are in Jnana Mudra like this. It's placed on your knees. Your eyes are closed, and you are always concentrated on the mantra that you are chanting. You just focus on your own sound. When you say Om, you hear it yourself, your sound. You don't have to pay attention to my sound, but pay attention to your sound for next 3 iterations. And don't forget to feel very surrendered when you sing Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodaya. This is going to prepare your heart and your mind for the meditation. So we're going to do 3 more rounds with the devotional heart. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Keep your eyes closed. Just feel how the breath goes in and out. Meditation begins now. Asana sthira shanta dridha हिले तुम्हें नहीं देह बैठे मन मत मारी कर हे पुरुष विदे चक्षु के चेतन करण को एक मिले हूँ मिलाए ऊर्ध्व भूमि को चढ़ी सको न कोई उपाय। There is no motion in the body. Asana isthira shantatra. There is no motion in the body. Your body is like statue. You only feel your breath going in and out. Okay, so this was just a sample. I request all of you to break your meditation, rub your palm together, and place the warm hand over your eyes, and you massage your head like this. Slide your hand over your head. So this concludes our session. We may have some questions. You are most welcome if you want to stretch a little bit more. Otherwise, I hand it over to the host, Rahulji. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijayji. That was a serene experience. I hope everyone would have felt the same way. And I would keep 5 minutes for the questions. I know that we have covered a lot in this period, 1.5 hours approximately. So I am sure that you might be having some questions to ask. Either you want to stretch it for 5 minutes, ask those questions, or we can set up another session with you guys and we can take those questions. So I'll open the floor for you to ask the questions first of all. And in case you want to share your experience, please go ahead and share your experience as well. The floor is open now.
Okay, let me go first. Guys, this is Vikrant here. First of all, thanks for arranging this session and thanks for taking time out from your busy schedules. I know Saturday morning, 1.5 hours to spend with people like us is not easy. So first of all, thanks a lot for doing this. I think the question I have is, So you spoke about initially meditation, and you spoke about pranayama, right? And you spoke about asanas also. So in a normal life, how do you go about doing it? Do you do asanas and then do you do meditation? Do you do pranayam? Do you alternate? Do you do all together? Is there a sequence to be followed? How do you normally go about doing it?
Yeah, thank you for
I'll
putting. Yeah, Rahulji, you want to add
no, go
something?
ahead. No, go ahead, Vijayji. I probably will add towards end.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So in our regular practice, I'm sorry, I couldn't get your name. You said you
Vikrant.
are
Vikrant.
Vikrant. Yeah. Yeah. So Vikrantji, the normal day-to-day practice that we follow is every day we have a 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. breathing and meditation session organized. So you can join that session to get used to this practice. It takes 30 minutes, 15 minutes of breathing and 15 minutes of meditation. And there is a guide who is going to be physically present to guide you through the morning and the evening practice. The minimum times you practice every day is twice. Every morning, you start your day with this practice, breathing and meditation. And then every evening, when you are done with your office work, 7 p.m., you wrap up your thing with this breathing and meditation so that you are back to a normal state of calmness to enjoy rest of the evening and sleep peacefully in rather a deep sleep. So minimum breathing and meditation we practice on daily basis twice, and asana is something that we do on our own. We don't provide daily sessions on asana. If at all we want to learn something, we can learn it separately, but then you have to practice on your own. That you can do on alternate day or 3 times a week or something like that. But breathing and meditation you must do twice daily. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hello, my
I,
name
I
is.
just wanted. Right.
Can I ask question or I?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Raghu Prasad. This has been a very useful session. Thanks so much. Actually, this is I have attended several courses on pranayama. Also, I have taken some courses on meditation. I should say that this is one place where I understood how to put the mind in one place. I mean, it has never been so clearly taught, and I felt it useful in the 2 minutes, in the last 2 minutes. So I thank you so much for this experience. I have one question in the analogy that you brought about 5 indriyas connecting to mind and then the soul. So the consciousness is an attribute of the soul. Is that correct? Is my understanding correct, or is it the attribute of the mind?
Oh, very rightly said, Raghuji. This is, yes, the consciousness is the attribute of the soul. That is called Surati. Surati. So there are 7 Suratis with which you connect to the physical world. And then there is a secret 8th Surati, the 8th ray of consciousness that goes into meditation and connect to the Almighty while you are alive, working day in, day out with your daily activity. That is what is a state of Jivan Mukta Yogi, where with Surati, with consciousness, you are connected to the Almighty. At the same time, you are doing your daily duty. So yes, so consciousness is the attribute of the soul. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, very useful.
So we have one more question on chat. The question is from Bala. To be good exponent in Vihangam Yoga, is it necessary to believe in afterlife reincarnation? So that's the question from Bala.
A very nice question, Balaji. First of all, there is nothing to believe in Vihangam Yoga. So you don't even have to believe in the past incarnation. That's a far, far things for you to believe in. Vihangam Yoga is the expression of experience. A yogi who have undergone through the experience repeatedly, not one time, but in every era, there is a yogi who brings this experience back to the mortal land, and then the other people can repeat this experience. So you don't have to believe anything, you have to just do it. Just do it with the catalyst which is required for the reaction to happen. If you say that I will combine hydrogen and oxygen together to make H2O, H2 plus O2 is 2H2O, but I don't believe in the temperature and the pressure, the ambience condition. I don't believe in that, because all I need is H2 and O2. Why do I worry about the pressure and the temperature? If you are of that kind of person, then you may get disappointment at the end, because H2 and O2 without proper temperature and pressure will never become H2O. Similarly, in the meditation journey, if you don't pad your journey, if you don't combine this journey with the devotion element, with the element of purity, with the element of detachment, if you don't believe in adding these attributes within you, then your meditation may not take off. Maybe you'll be able to organize yourself, but your meditation, the bliss of meditation, will never happen. So there are certain temperature and pressure attributes, which is like devotion in your heart, your devotion for the master, devotion for the master. When you keep your master photo in front of you, this works for creating those ambience. If you have respect for the master, then of course when you keep your master photo in front of you, you sit like a sajjan vyakti, sajjan who is like filled with right attributes. So you have to definitely imbibe those righteousness within you, and with all those quality and the devotion in your heart for the guru. When you sit in meditation, the guru as a pilot is going to get you into meditation. Prabhu Prasad, Sadguru Daya, Mana hoye swadhin, Anya yukti koi nahi lage, Sadguru charan adhin. I am telling you upfront now itself. If you think that you will put an effort and you will bring your mind to complete stillness one day, this very feeling of you doing is the obstacle in bringing mind to rest. So you cannot control mind. You can never control mind. If no matter how beautifully you have organized your life, you put lot of effort, yet you cannot control your mind. But the moment you surrender yourself to the devotional master, the master of devotion, when you surrender yourself and just leave it on him.
One more question. It is about the pace at which mantra chanting is done. So question is on chanting of mantra. I find that chanting at a faster pace help me focus better. Is that a wrong thing to do?
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong, provided there are two aspects of mantra and you cover both aspects. The first aspect is the concentration on the mantra, where you are not distracted, you are chanting the mantra. So whatever pace you can take, if you remain concentrated on the chanting of the mantra, you are good. But the second aspect is the bhav of the mantra, meaning the meaning of the mantra. If you're able to flow through the meaning in your heart, so if you're very fast, you may not be creating those emotions within your heart. If you go at fast pace, you have to follow the meaning. So when you say Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat, you have to develop a feeling of surrender within your heart when you go through that lines. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. So it is not a physical chanting, rather it is a devotional chanting. So as long as you're able to cover both aspects of this mantra chanting, whatever pace is comfortable with you, it's okay. Yeah, thank you.
So the question is about the follow-up session. So are we going to have a follow-up session on Sadhguru?
Yes, of course. In fact, that is our seva. So for example, all this volunteering time that we are giving, we're not giving it for any charge, because this is how we offer our service to our master. So this will be our blessings if you allow us to have another session where we can talk about what the master is, what the Sadguru is. Okay, so we can talk about, but Sadguru not a human being. I'm talking about Sadguru as an entity. So it's a different thing. You guys may not be knowing about it. So it will be an interesting thing to know. I'll request Deepti ji to organize another session very soon, maybe next week, and cover that aspect as well. Thank you.
Sure, Vijayji. And Rahul ji, can I take 1 minute of your time?
Sure.
Yeah, Rahulji. Especially, I would like to say thank you so much for your hosting, and thanks to entire Navy team for arranging this. And Srirang ji, Vijay Kumar ji, and Vijay Kumar ji, you are like all the time I'm speechless by seeing your presentation. You are always wonderful. And Navy team, I would just like to say we all should thank to Bala and his team, because Bala like Balaji Sankaran is our coach, running coach, and he's a great guy, great human being. And on top of that, he allowed us to conduct the session. And thanks to all my fellow runners who attended this session. And thanks to all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, certainly. We are all indebted to Balaji for this service. Thank you.
Yeah, certainly.
Sorry, I got to say one thing. This is not me alone. This is like one of the, as many people have said, is one of the best experiences about meditation. So I want to thank you for the time. I mean, somebody is giving a platter with lots of wonderful honey, fruits, and amazing food. We just taking it. So we are just receiving of this awesome gift. So thank you, sir. And yes, we will talk to Deepti, and we have a lot more folks in our group who I know are interested in meditation. Hey, Deepti, thank you, ma'am. We will continue to have this, and we will have some as you rightly mentioned, Vijay, that marathon is just one of the biggest things about marathon is controlling your mind, and nothing like meditation. I think marathon is a baby thing compared to what you are talking of when it comes to controlling your mind. So we will discuss with our group also, and hope we will make this in a formal parallel program for our course. It will be the best thing that we can do to our people and our friends. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we'll be always at your service.
Thanks to Deepak, actually, who told Deepti, can we do a Zoom call? So many thanks to Deepak. Thank you, Deepak.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Bala. Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Vijayji. Thanks, everyone. It is really our pleasure to come and organize this session. And we will work with Deepti ji to set up another session and take up whatever the doubts, questions you have. I know that there's not all of the things can be covered in this session itself. When you'll go back, there are more questions going to come into your mind. Think about it. Okay, what about this? What about that? And that is where our next session will help you out in terms of organize and align your next steps onwards. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time today, and you have a very safe and wonderful day. And when we connect on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
Nice weekend.